If I didn't have the knowledge, I wouldn't last. I didn't make it to college, I grew up fast. I got on my feet, I ran to the bag. Call me BP, I run through the gas. A meeting in Cabo, I bought some colossal.
What's up, everybody? It's Robert Peppo back again with the Uncensored podcast with Robert Peppo. Let's call this episode 1 of the rebranding, but I think I'm on episode number 26 altogether. I appreciate you guys. As always, sponsored by Peppo Subs. Please check us out on all platforms. And please follow myself, Robert Peppo, on Instagram, Facebook, and every other social media platform. Let's get into it. First of all, I want to say happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I'm going to give a shout out to my mom, who has believed in me for many years, whether it was sports or the Army. I appreciate her. Everything she's done for me, but her belief in me is what's given me a lot of confidence and the trust in me to do the right things in whatever endeavor I was doing, from high school to work to Army to starting a new business to supporting all that. Thank you, and I appreciate it. Today's episode is going to be about managing people. Now I'm going to hit on the perspective of the leadership position, okay? So as a boss or a leader, understanding your people, okay? But I'm also going to hit a little bit of from the employee or the lower enlisted or the team member perspective, looking to their boss or trying to understand their boss and how they function to either make a better workplace or to get ahead and understand what it's going to take to look good in that position, etc. So let's first talk about managing people. All right, everybody's different. So there's no one-size-fits-all type of leadership, okay? Not in my opinion, and for sure not at a high level. So you always have basic core principles as a leader that, kind of go across the board for everybody. For sure, I'll give you that. But when you have multiple employees like I do, or if you're in the Army and you have a bunch of different soldiers under you, maybe your team got switched up, you got new people, you're a team leader, squad leader, you switch, whatever. You're going to run into a whole different bunch of group of people all the time. Okay, so how do you manage that? So you take your core principles, right? So there's whatever your industry has, standard practices, best practices, what your company likes to do. Okay, that's our core. We can work with that. A few things that aren't really going to change. But how do you become that dynamic, good leader within those organizations yourself? And be the leader people not only look up to, but want to do things with, trust in, and go forward with. So one quote I like is lead, follow, or get the fuck out of the way. All right, so as a person in a leadership position, you kind of have to do all these things. So managing people, you got to understand your people first. Okay, so you got to lead them right, but you have to understand them. And how are you going to understand them without knowing them, listening, being in tune with their wants, needs, desires, and being in tune with their capabilities? Okay, because not everybody is built the same. Not everybody has the same strengths. People have different weaknesses, and you have to understand that and then build around those or build up the weak points if you have to. Okay, so there's a lot that goes into that. I'm not going to break down every single thing you can go with, but if one person is good at this and another person is good at that, but you're generally doing the same things, you have to approach each one of those differently, even within the same thing. You need to know what motivates that person, what motivates that person. That's not going to be the same, not every time, okay? It's not just money. Maybe it's flexibility. Maybe it's happiness. Maybe it's likability. There are a whole lot of things that go into each one of your employees, each one of your staff members, each person in whatever group that you're in. And without listening and understanding where they're coming from, their history, their future, their outlook, what they want, what their goals are, what their immediate, midterm, long-term goals are, you can't be the best leader possible for yourself to make it easy and a good workplace for you, for them to make it have a good, easy workplace, some place they want to come to, be part of, and stay at for a long time, and or grow within, okay? Without doing that, you're going to not only cut yourself short and your team's capability, but your team members' career and their capabilities by being a bad leader, okay? So understanding the differences of people is very fucking important, okay? It actually is probably the most important thing. Everybody is fucking different. Doesn't matter if you have the same goals even, okay? The people's reasons for those goals are different. How to get to those goals are different. Their abilities, understanding, knowledge, it's all different. Their experiences, all different. Understand those things, use those things, communicate with those things, and you will be much more effective leader. So conversely, for the employee or for the lower enlisted person in the Army, for someone coming up, for someone that just got into a group, maybe they just leveled up, the same thing applies to you looking at that person in a higher leadership position or someone you look up to, a mentor, a higher ranking NCO, whatever it is, a coach, a team member who is a captain of the team and you're a player, not maybe a starter, maybe not. These principles remain the same. All right. Understand the dynamic of the leadership. Okay. Are they super motivated, super high energy like me? Okay. Are they more laid back and more technical? Okay. What do they, need? Okay. What can you fulfill? Okay. How do they function so you know what to do and what not to do, how to do it, when to do it? When you know those things, it can put yourself in a better light, right? So not every leader's the same, of course. Even if they're at the high level, there's so many different leadership positions. All right. So within the Army, you see a whole bunch of shit. Okay. Some leaders are super strong, old school, smoke you, fuck you up. And others are more laid back and say, hey, what's going on? How can we fix this? Some people are middle of the road. Some people suck. But you have to navigate that correctly. And if you have sucky leadership, well, hopefully that changes. Hopefully you can change your situation. You can change jobs. You can, apply for a different position, whatever the case may be. Hopefully that changes. So if you have a bad leadership, hopefully that changes if they get replaced. Okay. Bad leadership doesn't last long forever. And if it does, well, maybe you shouldn't last at that place long or forever. Secondly, the next leadership you might have is somebody who's laid back. Okay. So maybe they expect a more technical thing. Maybe they expect you to have a little bit more knowledge. They're not such a hard driver, but they really want you to get it right. All right, so you function with that in the details. All right, so you take things a little more seriously. You say, okay, how can I make this look really good, get it done on time, things like that. Maybe you have a super motivated owner like me who wants to see hustle and, trying to get to the next level, constant improvement, things like that. So maybe you hustle a little bit more. Maybe you take initiative on a few things. Maybe make sure you get your tasks done early, often, stay later, all things like that. Those things matter to me. That's just my leadership style. That's how I'm built. But I understand every other person and their abilities, their leadership styles, their capabilities, and I work within that. Okay, so managing people, I don't ever really take anything out on people who can't do something that I can do or what I expect to do. And that's hard for people because we have a standard for things, of course. But if people don't reach those standards, you got to think about why. What did you as a leader do? What are they failing at and why? Have you trained them enough? Have you given them enough experience, opportunity, understanding? Have you been hands-on enough? Have you given them additional training? Do you have manuals? Do they understand what the fuck they're doing? All right. Go exhaust all those options before you say, oh, this person sucks. We got to replace them, whatever. That might be the case for sure. In a leadership position, you do have to make those hard decisions sometimes. That's okay. It is part of the fucking territory. Get used to it. All right. But exhaust all the options first, which starts with understanding and communication and working with your whole fucking team. All right. And also as a leader, managing people, let everyone know your expectations. Me at Peppo's, I talk to people all the time about what we're going to do with this franchising thing. It is no secrets. We talk about it all the time. We're in it. We're building. Everybody understands it. Okay. In the Army, my guys know I'm a fucking PT crazy person. So we're going to PT. I'm super motivated. Let's get here early. Let's get here often. Let's move fast. All right. People know that about me. But if my team doesn't do that necessarily, I work within the team to see how we can get to what I think is good, what we need to do, but what's going to make sense for them so they can actually achieve it. All right. Make achievable goals for your people. Don't make unrealistic goals that some of your people can't handle. Okay. You're just setting yourself up for failure. Then you're going to get let down. Gary Vee also always says, I don't have any expectations of anyone else, so I'm never let down, which means he hopes people come through, of course. But if they don't, that's okay. He's moving on. He's going to do his shit no matter what. Me, as a leader, I'm going to do my shit no matter what. I'm going to try and bring people with me, of course, because you can't do the shit alone. but I'm going to keep it moving. All right. So I'm not going to think about it much. So I don't let things get to me at all. In fact, my stress level is pretty fucking low all the time because I just understand, look, if that didn't work out, fuck it. It didn't work out. Let's move the fuck on. That's what you have to do. And as an employee, if things don't work out, fucking pick yourself up, figure it out, get better next time, and keep it fucking moving, because that actually looks better than quitting or failing or sulking or saying, oh shit, I don't know what to do. Oh, fuck, this is so hard. I'm not good at this. That actually doesn't accomplish anything. If you understand, hey, I fucked that up. Let me fix it. Let me get better. Little by little, baby steps. It looks really good for your leadership. All right. Take all these things into consideration for your team. If you're a team member, take it into consideration of moving up, who your leadership is, who are your bosses, who are you answering to, your chain of command, okay? And think about what they need and what kind of leadership they bring to the table. Now, there are hella good books on this, and maybe I'll put some in the description. But you can also watch Ed Milet, Andy Frisella, Gary Vee, Grant Cardone. These people have really good dynamic understanding of people, and I've tried to build mine the same way. I've had really good mentors as Army leadership, but I've had really bad ones too. So you learn what to do and what not to do, okay, a lot of the time. And a lot of the time, what not to do is just as important as what to do. So when you see bad leadership, think about it. Do not do that shit. Do not be a low-level motherfucker. Do not be a fucking unbendable, unflexible motherfucker, okay? Don't do that shit. That doesn't work with a lot of people, all right? That's old bullshit way to do things, according to me. But there are a lot of good examples out there. Take everything into consideration for each one of your people, and you will improve. I appreciate you guys. That was Robert Peppo on managing people on Mother's Day. I appreciate you guys. Please check out Peppo Subs. Please check out Robert Peppo on all social media. I'll see you guys next time.
Don't come back to hunt me. Got enough in the bag to pay up the tag, to send a whole army to hunt me. We getting money, we out the mud. I'm bossing a sub, run off on the plug. That's a dummy. Don't chick where it's sunny. I knew this was coming and that's what they wanted.